Good morning and welcome to the Red Report. It is Friday, October 3rd. I'm Riley Rome.
And I'm Levette Sanchez. Thank you for joining us today. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. Artificial intelligence has enhanced the world around us and around our campus, with students embracing this change, or so we think. Many students have been using AI to help with homework, and professors are now wondering if students are actually grasping the material.
Students also want to know where professors draw the line. Our reporter Luke Maestas went out and talked with both Bachelor's of Science and Bachelor's of Arts professors to see what they had to say.
To use it or not to use it? That is a common question that students have this fall when it comes to artificial intelligence. What they should be asking is to use it or to lose it. I got a chance to speak with a Bachelor's of Arts and a Bachelor's of Science professor to see where they draw the line. As students are heading back to class, how artificial intelligence is being used in classrooms seems to be the common question being asked to professors and chairs this fall.
A lot of the questions have to do with what does AI allow them to do with when they graduate, what are they going to need to know about AI? So a lot of the focus we have in class is how can you use this for business problems as a tool to help solve those.
With sites like ChatGPT and Copilot helping students with their homework, it seems to not be an issue. But how students are using artificial intelligence to do their work is where pro AI professors draw the line.
As an extraordinary amplifier of human potential, for good and for bad, I think it's important for students in particular to understand that the capacity to generate something of value is still yours. It still has to do with what you bring to the table. It's not something that the algorithm or the model is doing magically behind the scenes. So skilled use of artificial intelligence is going to enable people to be more creative, better problem solvers, faster, but that still requires the very human capacities of intelligence, of good judgment, of responsibility, of creativity. The models don't have those things. And so even as this apparently magical thing can produce text and images and other kind of outputs so very rapidly, behind that, when it's done well, are knowledgeable people using their skills for the right reasons in the right ways.
Both of the professors I talked to are confident that with proper guidance, students will be able to learn AI's capabilities. Students will enter the world with an enhanced skill, living up to MSU Denver's motto as being the change makers.
So if we ask how can we use it well, I think we're asking the right question rather than should it exist at all.
For the Met Report, I'm Luke Maestas reporting from all around the Auraria campus.
If you've been walking around campus recently, you've probably noticed the red flags in the grass. What do these mean? And why are they there? Our reporter Ytzel Vazquez Meza went and found out what the message behind the flags were.
September is the Sexual Health Awareness Month, and the Auraria campus put on a display in front of the Plaza building to show that sexual violence is prevalent anywhere, including on our campus. I spoke with Catherine Miller, the director of the Phoenix Center, to get more insight on what the display is trying to accomplish.
The Red Flag campaign is part of our ramp up to Relationship Violence Awareness Month, which is the month of October. The red flags are supposed to represent one student on campus who has experienced relationship violence at some point in their time here. The statistics, I think, are 1 in 5 college students experience relationship violence during the time that they are enrolled in school. We take the number of students who are currently enrolled and put that into that statistic to determine how many flags there are supposed to be. I think this year it's somewhere over 12,000. There are 3 different signs in memory of at least 3 people that we know who have been victims of homicide as it relates to domestic violence. One of them was a faculty member at MSU Denver. I believe she worked in the marketing department in the 1980s. Her name was Pamela McIntyre Markham. She was in an abusive marriage, left her husband. He came and found her on campus and actually murdered her in one of the parking garages here on campus. The reason that our office was formed back in 2009 is because of Abigail Robertson. She was an MSU Denver student. She was murdered in 2007 by her ex-boyfriend. She had done a lot of things to try and protect herself and ended up being killed anyway. Her story in particular is very important to me and to our history because we wouldn't exist. Back in 2021, a CU Denver faculty member and graduate student, Catherine Pavoda, was murdered by her husband. That also kind of shook the campus a little bit because it had obviously been a long time since that had happened to somebody who was currently enrolled that we were aware of. If someone on the Auraria campus is experiencing relationship violence or another form of interpersonal violence, they can utilize resources here at the Phoenix Center. We are located in Tivoli 227. We are open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. So you can actually walk in and ask to speak with somebody. You can go on our website, which is thepca.org, to schedule an appointment. You can call our 24/7 helpline, which is 303-556-2255. You can speak anonymously on that line with a volunteer, and if you would like, then schedule an appointment with an advocate to meet either in the office or on Zoom. We do have remote options available. The incident doesn't have to have occurred on campus in order to qualify to seek services. We are not a reporting party. We do not require that folks are engaging with court systems, law enforcement, any kind of legal system in order to access our services. We do not have to tell anybody else on campus the things that people tell us. We are not mandated reporters. You shouldn't have had to experience that, and I'm really sorry that you did. And if you need support, we will be here for you, and we believe you, and we'll never tell you what to do, but we'll always be here to help and talk about what you might need. Please feel empowered to reach out for help, whether it's us or somebody else. We can find somebody who will help you, but you are not alone.
Even though you cannot see people's sexual abuse, these flags are a physical reminder that it happens anywhere, including on the Auraria campus. I'm Ytzel Vazquez Meza, reporting for Met TV.
This semester, MSU students are feeling the pinch. Rising fees, stricter payment policies, and unexpected costs are adding new financial pressures. Even with the tuition lock program in place, also hidden fees and missed deadlines are costing MSU students more. The start of the semester doesn't just mean new classes, it also means new expenses. MSU Denver students who entered fall 2025 benefits from locked tuition, but rising mandatory fees and service charges may still drive up total costs. Students who hadn't finalized their financial aid or payment plan by August 15th face a 4% service charge, plus a lingering 1.5% monthly fees.
Actually, I am really waiting for the funds. I think if not, I'm just gonna make payments, but hopefully everything is gonna be okay and we will get the funds.
Well, I'm right here in this building because I just went to the financial aid department asking the same question, and it's something that it's hard to tell because maybe you don't have the funds to pay it out of pocket, or maybe you're waiting for your funds. Like, it's hard to tell because you don't want to get any fees or late fees because you're not paying your tuition. So it's just, you know, expectation.
It's that time of the year, Roadrunners. Homecoming week is back in full swing, and there are lots of exciting events to plan for you and your friends to enjoy. This year's themes is Fearless at 60, celebrating 60 years of MSU Denver being an institution. Events include an office decorating contest, a young alumni panel, a lawn party that will take place on the JSSB lawn, a tailgate party, the 9th annual Roadrunners 5K, and of course, the essential homecoming soccer game. Tickets for the soccer game are free with a valid student ID, and you can sign up for the 5K on the school's website under Alumni and Friends. There, you can see all of the details on this week's events and where to find them. Hey, Levette, do you know about the latest gossip around campus?
No, I don't, but our reporter Camila Lomakina went to Cafe Con Chisme event to give us the latest tea on what's happened at the event. Let's listen in on the gossip.
I'm Camila Lomakina at Cafe Con Chisme, where students are sharing food and a little bit of gossip as they connect with their campus community. Let's take a sip.
Cafe Con Chisme is, if you translate it in English, it's a coffee shop, and chisme is gossip. And so one of our students, our grad students actually, thought of Cafe Con Chisme as one of our events because we want to make sure that, you know, we bring community, students have a place to talk, do homework, just a place to build community basically. And so that's why it was created.
But this event isn't just about snacks. Organizers say it's about building friendships and conversations beyond the classroom.
We talked about like school, work, being stressed because of we have our second exam. What else? Chisme, lots of chisme.
I took one of the little coffee stickers, those here on the table, so we got to talk about that. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's great that we're promoting diversity in the campus and have like fun, free places to hang out and grab like a coffee, and yeah, I think it's great.
Whether it's the coffee or the conversation, students say they'll be coming back for more. I'm Camila Lomakina, signing off from the Tivoli. Back to the studio.
This past month of September, we here at Met TV proudly remember celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. The area campus joined in the celebration, filling our set calendars with various events to share, remember, and celebrate all Hispanics during this month of September. Let's take a look.
Do you know why they call it Hispanic Heritage Month? In September, we celebrate the independence of many countries. Starting in September 15, we celebrate the independence of Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. In September 16th, Mexico. September 18th, Chile. And on September 21st, Belize. This last Tuesday, September 16th, on the Mexican Independence Day, people gather at the Capitol and all the way to the Aurora campus to remind our Hispanic communities to stand together.
So Gritan Colorado, this event is about it's about the cry of Colorado. It's Mexican Independence Day. It's an event to pretty much start lifting up the Mexican people, to start telling them to stand up and rise up against the injustice, especially with ICE and everything that's going on in this state. The reason why I'm doing this event is to finally give the Latino people a platform and a voice for them to start speaking out and start speaking up about what is going on here in Colorado.
For jobs and education. Not for war and deportation. Not for war and deportation. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
A chairperson of the Aurora Board. In this, they wrote about how international students are an essential part of their campus, but to make it short, they will not do anything to stop ICE from entering campus.
Shame.
Shame. They believe federal agents are allowed to be on campus because they could be there to teach, recruit, or other reasons. This shows they do not care about their students' feelings no matter what.
Hello, thank you. We wanted AHEC to meet our demands to make this campus a sanctuary campus because a lot of our students are actually immigrants. I have a lot of family that goes here that are immigrant students, and we just want our campus to be a safe place. Getting a higher education is already hard enough. Anybody else needs is being scared to come to campus and getting that education. SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, has also said that it's okay to racially profile during immigration raids. So I was born here, but if ICE were to come do an immigration raid, I would still be one of their targets. And that's just something that we don't want here. Today we just went to the AHEC office to protest. We gave them a list of our demands, what we want to see things change. So that's basically what we did. They did not want to meet with us. We're not going to stop. This is just one of the many protests that we are going to do.
In her speech, so just so you all know, protesting is not allowed in the buildings. It is prohibited by our policy. We need to make sure that we get a sanctuary campus now. We need to make sure that our immigrant students stay.
And if you'd like to participate, the campus will be hosting the event La Bodega Social this Tuesday, October 14th, from noon to 1:30 in the Multicultural Lounge. This event will be featuring games and delicious food to wrap up the celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month.
If you're looking for some early Halloween fun, you're in luck. Elitch Gardens is hosting their annual Fright Fest. This Spook Fest is every weekend from September 27th until November 2nd. Families can have fun with their loved ones trick-or-treating or going to themed attractions and all kinds of other activities. Once the clock strikes 6 p.m., the theme park will be transformed with haunted houses, scare zones, live entertainment, and more. Tickets start at $49.99 for one-day admission to the park. If you want to test your bravery at the haunted houses, you'll also have to buy a haunted house pass ticket starting at $40. This pass will have unlimited admissions to all 3 haunted houses. Tickets are valid for one night of the Fright Fest. Park admission is not included.
Appreciation for Japanese culture is growing as many younger generations want to learn more about the country. The city of Brighton held an event showing support for the Japanese community. On Saturday, the 27th, the Brighton City Museum partnered up with the Japanese American Association, hosting an event where people could come and learn more about Japanese culture at this historic city hall. This free public event welcomed everyone and featured Japanese crafts, a bake sale, some ramen by the Ninja Ramen food truck, and some cultural entertainment, also with a presentation.
First, obviously, is sharing the Japanese culture. You know, we have been a big part of Brighton for many, many years. We want to make sure that the Japanese culture within Brighton really, stays and is upheld.
Seeing a community that's sort of dissipating over time, where a lot of people are starting to pass on, and to see it revive itself by celebrating the culture of Japanese American people.
September 24th at the United Nations, the President of Palestine spoke virtually after being denied a visa by President Trump. President Mahmoud Abbas addressed the UN that Palestine, specifically the Gaza Strip, has been facing a war of genocide. Abbas addressed the concerns about Hamas' involvement in Palestinian government. Abbas stated that Hamas will have no future role in the Palestinian government once the war is over. This comes after Abbas condemned the October 7th attack. A two-state solution was recognized by the United States' top allies, Canada and the United Kingdom, who are calling on President Trump and Netanyahu to recognize Palestine as a state.
Mental health is an issue for many students, with many struggling with depression and even thoughts of self-harm. Our reporter Daniel Carbonell spoke with a faculty member and a student of psychology about this issue.
September is a very busy month for everybody. Getting back to work, keeping up with school, and even celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. Sometimes we forget September is for Suicide Awareness Month. I had the pleasure to talk to some individuals about the topic, and here's what they have to say.
Yeah, I became involved in the LIVE project about a year ago, but mental health advocacy has always been something that I've been involved in, and I have a 19-year-old in college. I have a 16-year-old in high school. I have a 12-year-old in middle school with all different interests and passions, all different kinds of friends, and they all deserve to live another day, to have hope, to have possibility, to know that right now things might be hard, but it's for now. And so basically, again, giving hope and sharing a lot of the things that just live in the shadows.
Campus is a great place to raise awareness because students struggle with anxiety and depression. They're very common issues that we see in the case management office. Suicide as an issue carries a lot of shame around it, and so talking about it is the best way to reduce stigma and make people feel more comfortable about reaching out for help.
Normally talks around suicide are typically, they're just not being had. They are viewed as taboo in a lot of cultures. So I just think of it as ignoring it is not the way to fix it. We have to address these problems and understand what is causing someone to feel this way. So don't be afraid to have these conversations.
Remember, talking about suicide is not bad. The problem is ignoring it. I was Daniel Carbonell with the Met Report. Have a wonderful day.
Hello everyone, I'm Ben Pearse, as always, here with all the latest news and politics. Let's see what's been going on from here to Washington, D.C. With medical issues on the forefront of much of the country's mind, Colorado residents have uncertainties about healthcare's future in our state. Our reporter, Levette Sanchez, has more for you on this story.
In August, Rocky Mountain and Anthem Health Insurance announced that they would be withdrawing from Colorado, leaving a big portion of the state without health insurance. We're on the Arary campus today, where we caught up with students to see what they had to say about this.
Yeah, I recently heard about it, and it's so unfortunate what is going on here in Colorado, and not just here, but in the nation. I know it's affected many individuals. I do work in the restaurant industry, so we've seen a lot of people coming in less. We actually spoke to some of our regulars, and they said, they have had to saved up or started saving a little bit more money because their health insurance got taken away. And so that's why they haven't been eating out as much, going out as much. And so, it's just really unfortunate because it affects many individuals' lives more than we think.
I think it's kind of dumb because, it not only impacts a lot of people that can't afford the good health insurance, but it impacts people like me, for instance. I have Medicaid, and them ripping it from us kind of sucks because that cost of a medical bill is going to go up even higher than it is already now.
After Rocky Mountain and Anthem Health Insurance filed a discontinuance in Colorado, the Colorado General Assembly passed legislation to help fund the individual healthcare market $100 million. Thank you. This has been Levette with Met TV.
The Democrats want to shut it down. If it has to shut down, it'll have to shut down. But they're the ones that are shutting down.
That was President Trump on Tuesday morning addressing reporters, just a few days before October 3rd when the government shut down after Congress failed to reach a budget consensus. Many people are confused about what this means and how this affects them. I went and spoke with Robert Pearse, the head of the political science department here at MSU Denver, about the shutdown and what it means going forward.
Government shutdowns in general are mostly ways to force the hand of one side or the other, depending on how public opinion. So I think in a lot of ways, Democrats are looking at that loss during the H.R. 1 debate as something that is really a lesson they need to remember, right? Politically, the Democrats are desperately looking for a win of the Trump administration, essentially saying we won't just furlough people and then bring them back and give them back pay. We're actually going to fire these folks.
With blame for the shutdown being thrown around, we look back and in 2011, Trump himself had some thoughts on who to blame for government shutdowns.
If there is a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the President of the United States.
On September 21st, approximately 90,000 friends, fans, and family gathered at Turning Point USA's memorial for Charlie Kirk at State Farm Stadium in Arizona. After Kirk's assassination, supporters mourned Kirk's death and were invited to purchase a ticket to his memorial event. Alongside politicians such as Pete Hegseth and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow, spoke preaching forgiveness and praising her husband's work. Following Erica's speech, Donald Trump contradicted her statements, sharing opposing sentiment calling for revenge and political retribution, bringing the event to a close. Recently, our state was rocked by yet another school shooting at Evergreen High School in Denver, and students have said enough. Several hundred students held a walkout on September 12th. On September 10th, a shooter injured 2 students and died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound at Evergreen High School. This incident and the recent murder of Charlie Kirk have sparked again the debate on gun violence in the United States, with many students taking a stand saying enough is enough. Students from Wheat Ridge High School and Everett Middle School walked out of class in the morning waving signs saying, 26 years since Columbine, what's changed, and other slogans. This action is mirrored by other students throughout the state with similar demonstrations, showcasing a growing sentiment of frustration with the government's inaction on this issue. Well, that's all we have for this week on politics. We'll see you next month with more news. As always, I've been Ben Pearse, your man for politics. Don't tune out just yet because we have Fabrizio Escalona with entertainment next.
Hey everyone, welcome to this month in MSU. I'm Fabrizio Escalona, here to give you the latest updates in the world of entertainment. To kick off on the world of entertainment, we have big news for all you music lovers. Taylor Swift's new album, Life of a Showgirl, dropped this morning. This is her 12th studio album, features thousands of tracks. Swift can also cast the music video for the Fate of Ophelia, premiering at the theaters this weekend. And I'm guessing that Swift will share on the top of the charts in no time as always. We have a new segment for IME, Artist Spotlight. This week's Artist Spotlight is our very own Dylan Slique, who is the general manager of Met Radio. Dylan is on DJ Coming, who is known for performing at campus events and clubs in the Denver area. You may have seen Dylan perform at various events such as Roadrunners After Hours and Roadrunners Weekend Week, Glow of Golf, and much more. We spoke with Dylan about his passion for DJing. Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Dylan Schmidtka. I'm studying nutrition and dietetics, and my DJ name is Dylan Slique.
How did you get into DJing?
I started at the beginning half in COVID when I was in high school, and I just kind of practiced from there, just like on my computer, and then eventually I ended up buying a DJ console and practiced and learned from there.
How do you balance school and DJing?
It's simple. I don't. It's hard to sometimes because I'm very easily distracted, but it's all about time management and deadline management that are the two biggest.
What are your future plans with DJing?
Like, end goal is that I could play shows like Tomorrowland and like EDC Las Vegas and Ultra Miami. One of those, like some of those are some of my biggest festivals that I would love to play at some point, but gotta have the music. If you're not releasing music, then you don't get to play those shows. Thank you.
The NFL announced Bad Bunny will be headlining this 2026 Super Bowl, sparking controversy among conservatives throughout the country. Conservatives took the social media to share their concerns about Bad Bunny's performance, possibly spreading a woke agenda. Bad Bunny has opened in criticism eyes, even refusing to perform in the United States due to the Trump administration's ICE raids that could potentially put his fans at risk for ICE arrests. Bad Bunny made a statement closing with, "This is for my people, my culture, and our history. You can catch Bad Bunny's performance of February 8 on the Super Bowl halftime show." Do you want to choose the next year's headline artist for Roadrunners After Hours? Well, now you can. MSU Denver has opened a poll for students and staff to choose his spring headliner. Artists on the ballot include Waka Flocka Flame, Jay Sean, and Lupe Fiasco. Last year's headline artist was Paul Rosser, who is notable for his single Little Booting. Students have until October 7 to cast their votes and can find the link of the vote on the official MSU Denver Instagram account. This past week, we have seen many stories come out of Hollywood, but one in particular has had people racking their brains. On September 8, the body of the 15-year-old Celeste Rivas was found in the trunk of an imported Tesla belonging to David Anthony Booker, otherwise known as the singer-songwriter David. Rivas has been reported missing since April 2024, and police has speculated that she may have been dead for several weeks before the discovery. Medical examiners have been yet to determine the cause of the death. Local police report on the involvement of David and state court. As such, it remains unclear whether there is a criminal culpability beyond the consummation of her body. We will update as further information arises. Well, that's all we have for this week on the entertainment segment. Stay tuned because after the break, we have Luke Maestas with sports.
What is up, everybody? I'm Luke Maestas, here to bring you all the important updates in sports. So without further ado, let's get the ball rolling. Well, the Rocky season may be over. Well, who are we kidding? It was over in June. But that doesn't mean the baseball fun has to end, because this year's postseason is full of superstars and storylines to root for as America's pastime heads into October. In the American League, all eyes are on MVP candidate Cal Raleigh, who won the Home Run Derby crown back in July. And this is the first time a Mariner and catcher and switch hitter to hit 60 home runs in a single season. And the Mariners are looking to bring their first ever World Series title and appearance to Seattle. Last night, the Yankees beat the Red Sox with a final score of 4-0 and are moving on to the next round. Judge, who's in the race to win the MVP, is looking to win his first ever World Series ring after getting crushed in last year's contest to the Dodgers. In the National League, you have veteran ace pitcher Clayton Kershaw, who just announced his retirement after spending 18 years with the LA Dodgers, and is looking to go out as a 3-time World Series champion, winning his second ring last year. Not too far behind them are the Red Hot Phillies, who have the National League batting champion, Trey Turner. They'll be facing the Dodgers tomorrow night at 4:30. It was a rough Saturday for the Colorado Buffaloes, who suffered a devastating loss to BYU at home, falling 21-24. Usually, the focus would be on the team after a loss, but this time, it was the students. During the fourth quarter, of the rowdy Colorado student section at Folsom was heard directing anti-Mormon sentiments at BYU's fans and players. BYU is one of the most foremost Mormon universities in the country. And as punishment, the University of Colorado was hit with a $50,000 fine from the Big 12 Conference Tuesday. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormack said in a statement, quote, "Hateful and discriminatory language has no place in the Big 12 Conference. While we appreciate Colorado for apologizing for the chants that occurred in the game on Saturday, the Big 12 maintains a zero-tolerance policy for such behavior. The Buffs will be back in action this Saturday against Texas Christian University as they look to get back in the win column." With the 2025-2026 season creeping up on us, be ready for some changes to our beloved Nuggets. After the Nuggets released Michael Porter Jr. before Summer League, they gained some very much needed support for Jokic. The Nuggets picked up Tim Hardaway Jr., Cameron Johnson, Jonas Valanciunas, and Bruce Brown. With some new sharpshooters in the mix, it should make a great competition for the starting five and a great support group for Jokic. Regardless of what happens to the newcomers, the Nuggets still have the greatest weapon of all, the Joker himself. Nikola Jokic is the third player ever to average a triple-double for a season, and the first player ever to finish in top 5 in points, rebounds, and assists and steals per game. With the new depth to the roster, as well as star players being kept, this upcoming season is shaping up to be magical. Hopefully the same magic from the 2022-2023 season. The MSU Denver Club Hockey regular season has gone underway, and the Birds have gone off to a cold start this year, but do not set the alarm bells off just yet because, hey, it's the beginning of the year, and there are plenty of exciting takeaways from this past weekend. With the outstanding performance of Nate Fricke and his 2 goals on the weekend, Matthew Clift with a goal and assist, and Patrick Loeffler starring in all 3 games, the Birds were able to keep things competitive in all the games they played. The Birds' next match will be tomorrow against the Colorado State Rams at the Westminster Promenade. Puck drops at 1:15. Well, folks, that's all we have for you this week for sports. Be sure to check out our TikTok and Instagram for all the latest updates in sports. Now we send it to Aleyna and Levette at the desk.
Thank you, Luke. Well, I'm excited for the Nuggets season.
I am too. We're actually going to that last preseason game, Bulls versus Nuggets, on October 14th. It will be super fun.
I am looking forward to the concession stands.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
Be sure to check out more of our content at metmedia.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with our monthly broadcast.
From all of us here at the Met Report, thank you for joining us, and I'm Levette Sanchez.
And I'm Riley Rome. Until next time, have a great day.